Are you an emerging business leader? How would you like a full-ride MBA scholarship? It's possible. The Ivy College of Business is offering a full scholarship for one standout student in the online MBA. This first Emerging Leader MBA Scholarship will be awarded to one qualified candidate who is ready to start classes in the fall of 2026. Apply by May 15th. The link is copied below. Reach your full potential with the Iowa State MBA.
The Business Records News Headlines podcast is brought to you by the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University, where world-class faculty, staff, programs, and facilities come together to deliver business education for a rapidly changing world. At Ivy, students gain more than a degree, they gain real-world experience and the confidence to lead in any industry.
Welcome to the Business Record Iowa News Headlines podcast, presented by Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University. This is your essential weekly briefing on local business news from across the state. I'm Senior Director of Events, Stacey Thompson, here with co-host Business Record Editor Sarah Diehn. We're starting off with our Business Record Roundup, reviewing the top 3 stories reported by the Business Record newsroom that you may have missed over the last week.
Construction is expected to begin this spring on a 4-story apartment project that will increase affordable housing options in Des Moines' Central Business District. The $15 million Foundry Lofts project is proposed on an infill lot on the south side of East Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway. The development will include 46 units, and the city is requiring that at least 40% of those units will be rent restricted and leased to households whose income is 60% or less of the area median annual income. The city's Urban Design Review Board approved the project's design at its meeting on Tuesday. Construction is expected to be completed by late 2027.
The former site of Black Cat Ice Cream on Cottage Grove Avenue will be redeveloped into a mixed-use building with commercial space on the ground floor and residential on the second. A redevelopment proposal submitted to the City of Des Moines by DEV Partners shows 8,500 square feet of building on the site. Last year, Black Cat closed its operation at 2511 Cottage Grove Avenue because of a structural issue with the building. In early December, it opened up a new shop on Locust Street downtown. DEV Partners has been involved with the other community projects, including the Varsity Theater, the Valor Ballroom Restoration, and the Ingersoll Dinner Theater project.
A new market report from real estate agency CBRE shows a surge of multifamily development is underway in Greater Des Moines, with more than 3,000 new units currently under construction and nearly 5,000 more planned between now and 2028. With the addition of the new supply, the multifamily vacancy rate in the metro area was 7.3% at the end of 2025. The report said Waukee and Des Moines had the highest vacancy rates. CBRE Executive Vice President Cy Fox predicted it will take about a year for the market to absorb the new units and move toward a more normal 5% vacancy rate. You can read all these stories in full and more news at businessrecord.com. Next up, we have our statewide headlines with the news you need to know from across Iowa.
The Des Moines Register reports new data from the U.S. Census Bureau shows Iowa's population growth has fallen as the number of immigrants coming to the state dropped in 2025, mirroring a national trend. Iowa's population as of July 1st, 2025 increased 0.2%, a slower rate of growth than in both 2023 and 2024. Iowa also saw a smaller increase in the number of immigrants living in the state in 2025 than in the previous 3 years.
Radio Iowa reports farmers' crop production costs are expected to rise slightly for the 2026 growing season. According to a new report from Iowa State University Extension and Outreach, total corn production costs will be about 4% higher than last year, and soybean costs are expected to increase about 2%, making for another year of tight margins. The report takes into account that average market prices for corn and soybeans are projected to stay below production costs. The report also found that projected land costs came down slightly.
The Des Moines Register reports John Deere is calling nearly 100 laid-off employees back to its plants in Davenport and Dubuque. In the announcement, Deere said the callback was reflective of increased production and demand and ongoing manufacturing needs for its construction and forestry equipment products. The recalled employees will return to work starting in mid-February.
The Iowa Capitol Dispatch reports that legislation allowing Iowa community colleges to offer 4-year degrees in some subjects was narrowed before passing out of an Iowa House committee last week. While the original bill would have authorized all community colleges in Iowa to begin developing bachelor's degrees, the The amended legislation would create a pilot program where community colleges must be 50 miles or more away from the main campus of a public or private university that offers the same program. Community college-based programs would also need to meet certain requirements, including leading to jobs in high-demand fields that have unmet workforce needs in the area.
The Cedar Rapids Gazette reports that the Coralville City Council took a step to move forward a 15-acre mixed-use development, including an esports arena. The council last week gave its first approval for a rezoning that will allow for construction to begin. The development will include restaurants, retail, and storage facilities with a 40,000 square foot esports arena and convention center as the anchor. The property has gone unused for more than 2 decades.
The Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University is proud to introduce the Emerging Leader MBA Scholarship, a full ride opportunity designed to develop Iowa's next generation of business leaders. Full ride, full potential. Learn more and apply online at ivybusiness.iastate.edu or by clicking the link in our show description.
That's our show for today, but before we go, we have a few things for you to take with you throughout the rest of your week. On this month's episode of the Iowa Economy Podcast, some of our panelists and attendees joined us the day after the economic forecast to discuss their takeaways and topics that we didn't get to. Look for that episode next Monday at noon. Lastly, one fun thing to know, Perry is hosting its annual bike ride to Rippey on Saturday, a tradition held since 1978. The round-trip ride leaves the Hotel Pattee at 10 a.m. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks to our sponsor, the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University. Each week, you can count on us for a dose of balanced news with the context you need. If you enjoyed today's show, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday.